What's up, everyone? If you don't know me, my name is Denzel Mensah. I'm an ENFJ 911 social sexual in the Myers-Briggs system. I'm also a certified life, personal development, and relationship coach. And today, the video that you're going to be watching is me conducting a professional profiling session on a friend of mine named Kofi. Now, in these professional profiling sessions, what I end up doing is I have a conversational session with the client, Kofi in this case, and we not only determine what his personality type out of the 16 personality types is, but we also dive deep into how he as a person relates to the personality type. We break down like, hey, it's not just that you are a XYZ, but this is how your mental processes show up for you as an individual. If you would like one of these sessions, be sure to hit me up at denzelmensah.com or send me an email at denzelmensah94@gmail.com where you'll be able to book me and then we can set up a session together. But yeah, I like to post these so that for those of y'all who would like to be able to learn how to type more, and you're like, oh, how does a certain personality type look like in real life? Like, we can always read the theories, we can always see the memes, but seeing somebody in real life, humans are complicated. You're going to hear perceivers talk about how they plan. You're going to hear judgers talk about how they are pretty spontaneous or whatever. And you have to be able to piece that together. It doesn't make type fake. It just makes it more intricate and more complex because humans are rich and complex. And this is one of the things I really love about this. So all of that said, I think that you guys will enjoy Kofi. At the beginning, he is a little bit more quieter in his energy and everything like that. This isn't to, hint you on whatever type he is. I'm just letting you know that if you're having trouble hearing him a little bit, you might have to turn up the volume. I'm usually aware that I have to speak louder on the camera, whereas he didn't really know that at the time. And at the time, we also weren't really thinking about posting this session. But now he's agreed to it. And he starts to get more loud as the conversation goes on. And so I think that y'all are going to enjoy this and see if y'all can guess his type by the end. So without further ado, enjoy.
Because you look so suspicious.
Aquarius. Y'all on y'all bullshit.
Always.
Okay, look, Christy, can you just the only thing
I was
open?
recording.
Yes, sir. All right. Let me see. How can I actually pull this back? Thank you. Cool. I'm just putting this on and be straight.
Step straight.
You want to give her a sweet stack creamery?
Sweet.
Yeah, you.
That sounds pretty dope.
It does look
I
good.
like
ain't
sweet.
gonna lie, but I'm a
All right.
I don't know what box.
That's good. You like that?
Crazy. I got it. Step straight.
You good, man.
Sorry. All right.
So, the way this is gonna go, it's not like one of those interviews where it's I'm so what's your name? Blah 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 blah. It's really conversational, low key, which works better sometimes for the people who are on screen and stuff like that. But low key, well, actually no, I think that in person it kind of works similar too. It's almost to the point where you're forgetting that you're being recorded, because at the end of the day, we're just talking, we're just getting into, we're just getting into it, whatever. And as I'm getting to know you just in general, then I'm understanding the way that your mind works. And then there are 16 personality types. And not only will I tell you what type I believe that you are, then I'll explain why I think so. And then that's up to you to be actually, boss, I think I heard it. I think that you misquoted me over here, and this is what it is. Or it's oh, no, that actually makes sense because boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So first thing is, give me some like general information about you, age, maybe like where you were born, social security number, like stuff like that.
29, born uptown Bronx,
Yeah.
raised in Ghana, still like 5, so not really raised, but I always jacket. Um, Early childhood, Manhattan, uptown Washington Heights area.
Oh, you was in Washington Heights. Okay.
Um, Spent my adolescent years in the Bronx. We went to high school and middle school, still in Harlem. So
Got you. Where'd you go to work? Where do you go to work at? Oh, no, I mean like right now.
I work for a software company. Software.
Okay. How'd you get there?
Applied online, really.
What made you want to start working in a software company?
I knew the pay was low and I was burnt out from working in social services.
Were you good with the social services, or that was even like draining for you?
I was both. I think I was all right. I think I was good.
Okay.
And it was draining for me.
Got you. What about it was draining?
It's emotionally taxing. A lot of face to face for people. So,
Oh, got you. Do you think that if you were anywhere else, that would have been different, or not?
that's the nature of the job. Like nobody you're dealing with is dealing with roses. So you're going through at some point. So
Yeah.
it's just the nature of work.
Got you. I see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you something I ask everybody that I profile. Is what are some things that you love doing? And when I say that you love doing, I mean that you love doing so much. Only reason why you stop is because you're absolutely exhausted. Otherwise, you're going indefinitely. This gives you energy.
Love writing.
Oh, nice.
I love thinking about stories.
Okay.
Honestly, I love living in my head. Yes, Lord. Positive way. Constructive.
Say that last part one more time.
Constructive.
Constructive. Let's see. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay. When you say writing, what do you mean by
Exactly what you're doing.
that?
I have like stacks of books over the years of just thoughts, ideas,
Yeah.
lines.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Think a lot. So too much. So
Got you. Okay. You say thinking about stories, so like, what does that mean? Like, you said another thing is thinking about stories.
stories to write.
Stories to write. Okay, got you. Because somebody could interpret that, which you probably also meant, but I just wanted to make sure I'm hearing you clearly.
Yeah.
Thinking about stories, like, man, Love Red Riding Hood. That was such a dope story. I just keep on thinking about that. So
Oh yeah, no, not stories like that.
Mm.
More like reliving experiences.
Gotcha.
Other people's experiences to come up with stories to each other.
Got it. Makes sense. And you living in your head. I want to know more about that.
In what way?
Yeah, like, so all of these are very broad for a reason.
Yeah.
Pretty much it's like just to get you talking.
Yeah.
What exactly is going on in your head all
About a story.
the time?
Like if that's something that I love to do, if I got all
Yeah,
my energy's going to what can I do, what can I write about, what can I create, what can I build, what can I and just to stories is just like things that I can actually bring to life.
respect.
So
Okay,
that might
respect.
be from paper to film, it might be from arts and crafts to fucking table project or something. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go.
something good.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Okay.
didn't do that. I'm just saying I didn't get to
Yeah.
like I'm thinking of something and crafting with my hands.
Got you.
Yeah.
Are you good at using your hands? Like you good at crafting stuff with your hands like that?
Even if I'm not, I'm gonna tell you. Might as well just put a line.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay. So, how would you describe yourself, even if other people disagree with you?
Funny. No. I'll say lighthearted. Practical.
Is that practical?
Yeah. But then also very optimistic. Slash dreamy. And that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those things kind of are good umbrellas to branch out from.
Okay. Cool. What made you say practical?
In the context of setting up real goal and really trying to get there. Like practical in that sense, right? Like
Got you. Okay. All right. Cool.
not that anything is impractical, but practical in the context of realistic as well. Like what's within my means, what I really can do versus I would like to do this. I want to do this. Like
Got you. I see what you mean. And then what made you say optimistic in that sense?
because anything's possible. You can do anything.
Got it. Cool. Oh, shoot. All right. So, if these are things, would anybody disagree with any of these things for you or not?
I'll be practical and say,
What would other people disagree on with one of these for? Like funny, lighthearted, practical, optimistic, dreamy, fair.
somebody might say I'm not funny, but that's
It's false. Yeah.
get wrong.
Exactly.
What else? Somebody might not say I'm optimistic. Well, somebody is not what I say about. So something they might not know. It's like, oh, he can be.
For sure. So, how would other people describe you, even if you disagreed? And then things that you would agree with that other people would say about you.
Shy. Super serious. Professor ass nigga. Like Professor old nigga, yes I am. To be honest, I really don't. I'm not aware of what people think of me, so I can't really tell you. Like I'm aware, but I'm not really conscious of it. Try not to be. So
Why is that?
I don't live in that kind of reality, but looking for that. Like I only know if you ask me, or if you love me enough to tell me.
Yeah.
Or hate me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. You said that you were fair. Like you described yourself as fair. What do you mean by that? Or even like what makes you say that?
Okay, I would also ask somebody might act up selfish. Somebody might say that. And I might agree to a degree. I agree to that. With that one for sure.
Okay.
But there, I think I'm fair to a degree in the context of I look at things from a different perspective. Or I try to look at things from more than one perspective. And also, I'm most of the time so far removed from it emotionally. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Facts is facts.
Heard. Why would somebody call you selfish?
Because I probably put myself first. But they believe I put myself first more often than I might put others. Consistently.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you view yourself as shy? Or that's just how people view you?
I think people think I'm shy. I just definitely, I'm not a like super socialite person. So
Yeah.
I'm not a socialite.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of those personality types of people that function in small rooms. But honestly, even in small rooms, I might like. But yeah, I'm not shy. I just
Got you. Yeah.
shy to any idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely understand what you mean by it.
Drink though.
Yeah. Definitely understand what you mean. Okay. I want to know a little bit about your childhood now. How was that like for you growing up? What did teachers say about you? What did your parents say about you? What do you remember about yourself? Switch this chair out too.
I don't remember. Charismatic, I guess.
Nice.
Social, reserved.
Okay. These are things that you remember about yourself, that your parents told you, teachers said about you.
It's things I remember on like report cards.
I see. How do you balance, or how do you say that you were both charismatic and social, but then also like reserved? Like,
It's based on the setting.
based on what?
Setting.
On the setting? What type of settings do you see yourself
No,
as
it's based. I wouldn't even say setting. I think it's based on characters in the room.
Characters in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit more about that.
I adjust to what I see. I try to. That's a lie. I don't adjust. I pay attention to what's around.
Okay.
I pay attention to characters. I pay attention to personality types. I'm very observant. See a lot. I hear a lot. So I'm slow to make a move on how, when, who to socialize with.
I see. Okay. Got you. But then when you do socialize, you're like, because how would you define charismatic actually?
Charismatic person is somebody who I think is open and welcoming. Somebody who can invite you into a circle of people you don't know and make you feel as if you've been having conversations, just debate with them for the last 30 minutes. Make you feel included, even though you know you really don't belong there, kind of thing.
Wow.
You don't feel like you don't belong there.
Okay, I see.
Somebody make you feel good about yourself, even when you probably shouldn't be feeling good about yourself.
I can see that with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Usually when I think of charismatic, I'm thinking of like some dude that's like running a circus. Ladies and gentlemen, boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, oh,
I could do that, like if I'm presenting, yeah, that's not my life. That's not my base.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking too.
I'm more of like it's personal, charismatic kind of like. I don't like to show myself to everybody.
Yeah.
So
Got you. Okay. Cool. You remember anything else about your childhood? Like sibling interactions, maybe, and how you were with your parents?
middle child.
Middle child.
Yeah.
How was that
Second
like?
born of four. It was cool. Really. It was
Okay.
cool. Got away with a lot. Look,
Like what? What did you get yourself into?
at what point in my life?
Or when you were younger, maybe. Yeah, like when you maybe I don't know. When you say that you got away with a lot, like I just like yeah, in general.
Oh,
types of
just
stuff.
just getting away with the stupid excuses that nobody would believe. Right. But it's like so much more going on.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Whatever. Those kind of things, like getting away with like mischievous things sometimes. But
Yeah. How was high school like for you? Like how were you like back in high school?
high school was cool. It was fun. It was good. Fun. It was a cool time.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. Too much fun.
What type of fun were you having?
It's outside. Right? Yeah. It's really outside. Like I wasn't athletic. Like I'm athletic, but I wasn't. I didn't have no motivation to join those sports. I use that as an excuse to be outside, but I had no motivation to really do. Once again, I told you what I do. I write. I've been doing that for a long time. So, like storytelling, my thing. Yeah, I was just outside with your friends, doing what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. Just not going straight home.
Right.
But that was mostly high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Good times, bad times. It was all good, but cool.
Yeah. Okay, respect. So, okay, now I would love to know about your relationship with your emotions. How would you describe that?
Logic based.
Logic based, you said?
Yeah.
All right. What exactly do you mean by that?
Back to practical, realistic context of like understanding how I feel, and also how does that affect what's going on in real time. And also like how long am I going to continue to feel what I'm feeling and accept it and go through emotions or like it's like all right, cool.
Okay. Okay, got you.
But then also like diving deeper, like I feel like this rise because of the event, or is it because the event is triggering something deeper than that? It's triggering like your current feeling you probably felt kind of thing. So that's what I'm
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Gotcha. Would you say that you're more tapped into your own emotions or you are more tapped into other people's emotions if you had to choose?
other people's.
Other people's? What makes you say that?
That's a lie. I know how to be tapped into other people's. For a long time I've been tapped into other people's. Currently, I'm in the tap into my emotional space. So it's in my head a lot. That's what I'm enjoying right now.
Okay. What made you shift that?
A little bit of previous career, dedicated a lot of years to like being, that person for your clients and stuff, your families, whoever you're dealing with, who are going through extra real life things on top of whatever you're dealing with personally. Yeah, so a lot of years of just doing that, getting burned out, super transitioning careers, and like doing a full 180 less than 2 years later. It's like, okay, don't really got no time to sit there and like decompress. Whatever client I just randomly dropped, who's going through whatever. I might have liked them, I might have not really liked them, whatever. Like, you compress all of that, and then also total when he shifted his life and all that other stuff that comes with that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Got you. Okay. When it comes to your emotions, like, would you say that you really sit down to like process your emotions on a really deep level and all of that? Or are you someone who's kind of like, I mean, I'm aware of my emotions and stuff like that, but like, yeah, what makes you say that?
I gotta go. I'll go through emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go through emotions of feeling it, trying to understand why I feel it. A lot of my base is spiritual, Christian specifically. So, I find comfort in understanding the things that's not supposed to be understood, I guess, or accepting what's not supposed to be understood. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say that you're someone who, if there's two different types of painters, right? Painter A has a palette and it's labeled emotions, and it says happy, sad, angry, whatever, and then you have painter B who also has palettes, but he has like a lot of different ones. One of them is labeled anger, and then it has a whole bunch of different shades. Then one of them it has happy, and then it has a whole bunch of different shades. And another one is labeled sadness, and then it has a whole bunch of different shades. Which painter would you say that you most see yourself as?
Currently, the first one is the boxes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't range, or I don't really, once I assess it and identify it, I'm not really playing around with no arrangement, seeing how high it gets or how.
Got you. And you said currently, is that how you've always been? Or are you saying currently is in like, I don't know, that might change one day? Like,
For the most part, that's how I've always been.
okay.
I think, just looking back on my life, this is something I worked on. So,
Got you. Would you say that you lead more with your head or with your heart?
depends on what I'm facing.
What about on a general basis?
My head.
Yeah. And what makes you say that?
Got responsibilities.
I see.
But I'm also down to risk it all.
Well, what does it mean to lead with your heart?
Down to risk it all.
Down to risk it all. Okay.
Don't know nothing.
Okay.
Dive in head first. Don't
I
know
see.
if it's water down here. Maybe just rocks.
I see. I see. I see. I see. That's very interesting. Do you see yourself as somebody who's like a risk taker?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Like I said, I got responsibilities.
Right. Right. Before you had responsibilities, you were way more of a risk taker at heart, or even back then, you still really weren't. I mean, you weren't the oldest child, so.
Yeah. And because of responsibilities will be beyond monetary. So, right, not to get all Mark Johnson and shit, but like sometimes you just have a responsibility to stay alive. So if I didn't like, yeah. So I'm a risk taker, even as a young teen, risk take to a certain degree.
Right, all right.
But I still got to make it home.
Got you. Got you. Yeah.
That's
Calculated risk.
Water?
Yeah.
This You see
Oh,
and it's a 6-pack too. And it's a 6-pack.
would you say that you are somebody who prefers structure in your everyday life, like, oh, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do that, boom, 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 or do you prefer it to be open ended and you just kind of like improvise?
Um, I like structure.
Okay.
Even in an improvised environment,
Mm-hmm.
I myself is going to find a way to structure it. So I'm going to allocate the time for like mess ups or like free time for possibilities. But I know there's something I'm doing. And by the end of the day, I got to get some of this task done. Or even if it's nothing, I plan on doing nothing. I'm dedicated on doing nothing.
Got you. Okay. And with that, would you say that you're somebody who's good at improvising or not really?
Not really that good.
And what makes you say that?
Um, I like to be prepared. So yeah, I just like to be prepared. So I'm down to improvise. It's really dependent on what we talk like. That's what the site is. So it's like I'm down to improvise, but I'm also down to like if it's not really worth it,
Mhm.
I'll pass. I'm not
Okay.
ready.
Okay. Got you.
It's all right. I can't read your handwriting, so it's all right.
Oh yeah, no, you're straight. You're straight. I'm not trying to even hide it. I'm like looking at it right now. Yeah, I'm just connecting stuff. Make sure. Save time on redundancy. Okay. All right. So you said that you're not good at improvising, but then you said that kind of like if you have to, then you will.
Yeah.
So is it like you prefer to have everything planned out, structured, all of that, and when it's not, then you're freaking out because like crap, I don't know how to improvise, so I'm done. You know what I mean? Or is it like, all right, I guess we got to do this, and you improvise well, but you just didn't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like you prepare for, you prepare to get it done how you want to get it done, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Something happens that you have to improvise.
Mhm.
You know, do what you have to do.
Mhm.
You kind of mentally prepare, but yeah, I'm connecting it to production, like on film set. Like you have a set of scenes that you're ready to go. You already know the time schedule. You're
Yeah.
working on natural light time and things like that.
Mhm.
So a lot of times you're really preparing just to get on set to like improvise because things are not going to happen the way you want it to happen. So
Got you.
perfect day, everything goes exactly as you want,
Got you.
but you're prepared to improvise.
What made you start doing production? Like, what got you there?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't. I think it was a gradual thing. Rooted in storytelling. That's my like. That's so. I think I started out really into poetry, really into that kind of thing, but it wasn't connecting to people I wanted to connect to. They relate to my immediate world in the way I wanted to. I wanted it to relate, like on conversation we have, like on some super rapid shit, like yeah, like the bars, but it's like, bro, it's not trying to heal that sometimes. They can't feel the bars. They can't feel the technicality of what you're saying or what you're doing. Like, so I think it just grew from writing poems, I think, to like writing short stories that you realize, oh, niggas don't read. Oh shit, that's cool.
Mm.
You feel me? So it's like,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, at some point, I'm gonna have to go to school for AI. Figure a way to get this shit out.
I see. Respect, man. Seriously.
Shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But once again, this is not like something that's planned. It's kind of like adjusted to your time. So
Yeah.
I think, all honesty, I eventually would have ended up in production. Because I just write what I see.
You're right,
The best way I could relate it to what I'm trying to relate it to.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not me. Or like, they might read, but
Mhm.
people are visual, like kind of thing. I'll read a book and imagine it. Somebody else might not read a book like imagine every single scene.
Yeah.
I thought if I'm talking too long.
No, dude, you good. Yeah, that's what's up. That's fine. I totally hear you. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna explain a lot of this afterwards, but it's just like I'm having a lot of different thoughts, and I'm trying to like narrow down certain things. Okay. Well, my next question for you is, what are some things that are very obvious to you that don't seem as obvious to other people? It's like, man, how do I keep on like, I'm always the first one to know this, or I'm always like the first one to see this, I'm always like tapped in this way. And then second question, or second part of that question is, what are some things that are obvious to other people, but not very obvious to you? So then it's kind of like, dang, how come I'm always the last one to find out so-and-so are dating? Or like, I'm like, like, oh man, I'm really bad at being able to like do this, whatever. But somehow everybody got the memo except me.
Something really obvious for me. I think that's tough. That's a tough answer. I'm not that. Like, I'm aware of myself, but not in those kind of ways that I think I can identify that. Maybe somebody who's watching could be like, oh, Kofi, you're really good at this. You gotta get this fast. But I don't think it's I would hope it's just a natural thing, like it's part of personality type that so obvious that it's like that in my DNA. So it's hard for me to really tell, but that's the answer to that question.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. That in and of itself says a lot. So
it's obvious to somebody else that's slow to me. A lot of times, maybe it's a person's intentions. Sometimes, or like I think I'm good on identifying maybe characteristics or character type. Person's intentions sometimes is it's pretty funny. So somebody else might be like, "Oh, you could tell this person is trying to do this, or they're into this," or even in the reverse, I might think somebody's malicious. I might have this super like South Bronx kind of like perspective in this. Somebody have to tell me, no, that's just how they are. That's a personality type. I have to like kind of step back from myself. So again,
I see. Got you. And do you have a story or anything like that? Like that made you end up like realizing that about yourself? Like, dang, I keep on getting these people's intentions right or wrong. Or...
not necessarily a specific story because it's really all the same. Not all the same, but like it was just something that kind of was like, oh, I didn't know that person was actually interested in this when they came around, or I didn't know this was what this is where you ultimately ended up wanting to be, or I don't know. It's just something that I noticed repeat over the years. Like, oh, I thought you was Barney. Oh no, you're not Barney. So you know what I'm saying? Like, or even versa. I thought you were like super nice. It's like, oh no, you're actually
grimy.
I
see it. Yeah.
I see you walking.
Got you. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
But I truly don't put too much thought into it. That's probably why I don't So get it right.
Yeah. Would you say that you're better at identifying if somebody is bullshitting slash lying to you and even to themselves? Or are you better at being able to identify if somebody's like not being like authentic, if they're acting in a way that's like, man, that's not really how you are?
I think I can identify when somebody's being dishonest with me.
Mm.
I'm not really invested in people enough to like pay attention on how they perceive them. Like whatever they're trying to do, like whatever you're trying to get me to understand, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna feel how I feel.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay. All right. How would you describe your relationship with your body? Like, are you somebody who's very aware of your surroundings? You trust your body, you know, all of that? Or are you someone who's like, man, I'm gone, I'm zoned out. I don't even be noticing when stuff is happening around me because I'm so deep in my head in this way. Yeah.
I'm aware. I'm very aware. Only get deep in your head when you're comfortable. Like safe spaces. Because that's like, oh man, out this is live. Damn, I wish I had this ball for you right now.
I wish so too.
It's an old school one, man. It's a rock and ball.
Oh, where?
Yeah. But yeah, it's like going away in your thoughts. It's diving away into like the oceans of your imagination, your mind, or wherever your mind take you. You can't do that without it. That's like it's like being drunk in a club. You can't do that.
Okay, I see. Would you say that you're somebody who's pretty straightforward with how you speak? Like, yeah, no, like I give it to you straight, all of that. Or are you someone who's kind of like often speaking in parables and metaphors and super analogies, riddles, and people are like, what? What are you saying?
Shift between. I try to be straightforward with people soft, not people soft, but people misjudge my character. Like, oh, that was me. That's rude. It's like, it's not, I'm being real, bro. Like, I'm not being rude. At least I don't intend to be rude.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's, once again, based off of a lot of it based off of my personal character and previous work experience. I try to adjust based on what I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Just so it could be a kind of smooth transformation of information. So,
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So,
but to answer the question straightforward.
Straightforward, yeah. I definitely see that, bro. Mm-hmm. Do you prefer if other people are straightforward with you? Gotcha. How do you feel about very abstract, conceptual, philosophical topics in conversation, like stuff that you can't verify, or like, yeah, I guess that's what it is. Let's say if I were to try to get us to sit here and talk about past life, okay, like how long do you think that you'd be able to engage me in conversation about that?
I'll entertain. I'll entertain. Sure.
Yeah, how long do you think that you'd be able to go with that?
As long as you want. Forever. But entertain as long as you like. I don't believe like
right.
Not right. If you truly believe, that's cool. But
yeah.
I personally like it. Mm-hmm. I can entertain a conversation and believe that it's possible in some realm for somebody else. Mm-hmm. You know, somebody else's identity. But
right.
I'm not jumping into that realm. That's
right.
not the realm I play in. So
gotcha.
That doesn't exist to me.
Yeah. What would you say is the realm that exists for you?
Reality.
Reality. Yeah, you'd say that you're really tapped into reality in that sense.
Yeah, I'm tapped into realm of spirituality based on Judeo-Christianity. Christianity. Shit, one of those. Yeah, I'm JC.
Yeah,
I'm JC. trying to understand. Once again, bringing it back to practical.
Yeah.
That was somebody who did live, who did exist in time.
Mm-hmm.
And even on the base level, like, whenever he did it, I know him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
figure out how deep.
Yeah, got you. When it comes to these next three things, these next three concepts, put them in order from greatest to least on what occupies.
Water, please.
No, you good. On what occupies most of the time.
Mhm.
So, past, future, present. Like put them order them from greatest to least, and like what occupies most of your mind.
Present, past.
Got you. And what makes you put that in that order?
Past shit don't matter. It is, but it doesn't matter. Like I'm saying, like whatever happened. The effect that it has has already made its effect. Fuck on.
Yeah.
All right, it's going. The present, because once bringing it back to being practical, like out of my head, the future. You know what I'm saying? Put gravity in my feet, and let's get to work. So
Got you.
love being in the future, love being in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye got another line about the future is my past. I'm telling you some shit. Say your future is my past. But yeah, I'm ready.
I'm trying to remember the song.
I heard it. Feel like it was. I think Cole was on the feature all the time. But yo, that's most important to me. I think like anything possible, bro. Fucked up today, we up a million tomorrow. Like, once a million is like obviously money terms, like you made that idea.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is like dedicate the time. It's something that you thought was like a ball. It's like, oh man, I got free time dedicated to this. Like boom, let's see. The investment that I put in now is going grow in 3 months. I don't touch it. Back on track, going back, whatever. So
Heard. Okay. All right. What would you say is a lesson that you had to learn the hard way?
it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's not easy.
What makes life hard for you?
Shit. The reality of the facts. Like, I think I was just I was talking to somebody today, like, oh, damn, like, a young girl probably knows she's like a woman when she starts developing at some point, right? I didn't even know I was kind of a man till, like, at what point do you realize you wake up and say, wow, man, somebody might have to be a man at 13, another person 29, 28. So, like, one day you wake up and it's like, damn, I got responsibilities, I got this, I got credit card bill, I got credit card, I hope somebody teach you this. Like, now you,
man.
All of a sudden your eyes waking. It's like, oh shit, I'm here. The time's over. Life is hard. You start thinking back on time you used. So,
yeah, I see. Would you say that with the exception that everybody's a unique individual in their own right, would you say that you or someone's like, yeah, I'm kind of like everybody else, I'm just another dude or whatever? It's like, nah. Of course, I'm speaking to an Aquarius.
I think I went to therapy. In college. So depressed, like thinking, damn, I'm going to college. I'm about to be a regular ass, working ass, job 9 to 5 ass. Damn, I really went to therapy.
Wow.
I really did.
Wow.
I was tripping. Freshman year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that makes you be like, no.
That's not me. That's not me. Nah. For me, that a lot of people like see is like tall. So you see this like it's almost like your everyday armor kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
Like everybody got that childhood kind of person in you. That
Yeah.
little fucking little Peter Pan or whatever and shit. So
Right.
it's like the older you get, the more like kind of just throws on these things that you have to kind of adjust or become different or like so it's like make you into a monster. So
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
a monster. That's
Yeah.
made it up from information, but yeah, it's tired of that shit.
Wow.
But this white guy, he really ain't. He said some shit, but like he ain't like conditioned. It's like out.
Mhm.
Second one, I just think I want to right now. Like class, man.
Mm. Do you feel like? Remember when I asked about the two painters? Do you feel like if you were the type of person who really dove into your emotions in that way, where it's just like the nuances of all of them and stuff like that, then you would need more therapy, less therapy, or it'd be the same?
I think it'd be a little bit of the same.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the time that I spend in my head is not the future is optimistic thinking. The present is something what's going on right now, which includes my emotions. So I kind of got to go through which I do pretty well now.
Mm.
I might come off a bit stoic in my thing, but that's because I'm balanced equally.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You see me when I talk about
Yeah.
some shit, you can be like, oh
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So I got you. Like, damn, I think it was Tommy from the Rugrats. I got responsibilities.
Mm-hmm. Responsibilities.
You feel me? Like,
Yes.
that's a kind of business.
Mm.
But yeah,
Okay.
got a real serious perspective on how hopefully approach, but it hasn't always worked in my mind because
Makes sense.
I can't control a lot of these things.
Mm. What still surprises you about people?
But
Any ways that come to mind?
surprises me how much people don't think.
I know.
Really don't think. Like, don't think twice. Not aware. Like, it's just like, what is it? Damn, oh, no. But yeah, it's just like, really surprising. A lot of things could be avoided, fixed. Just takes some time to really think about it.
You have any examples?
Drama. Yeah. Life choices. So what? Nothing. Life choices. Right. A lot of times, like, be some shit like, oh my gosh, what happened to me? And it's like, think back on the decisions you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, think back. Yeah.
Gotcha.
If you think hard in your next move, you know, oh, this is where it might lead me.
Gotcha.
It's just overthink.
Yeah. Would you say that you're very good at hopping into another person's perspective? That you're pretty all right at hopping into another person's perspective? Or like, man, I can't. What? I just need to spell it out for me.
I'm all right, but I purposely try to close myself off to it because it's easy for me.
It's easy to like turn that off.
No, it's easy for me to jump into somebody's perspective and kind of see what they're coming from and stuff like that, which makes you more empathetic. And then growing up in the kind of environments you grow up in is either you stand on what you're, or you're gonna let somebody choke you out of it and shit. It's like at some point, it's like, oh, fuck that. I get what you're saying, but sorry for the language. I get what you're saying, but it's like, thought of looking at your perspective is how I feel. Okay.
Got you.
It's just emotional. Like it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got the energy for nothing that doesn't make life easier. So
I think actually my last question is.
question, ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
If I don't get genius on this, you gotta redo it.
My last question is, how would you describe your relationship with people? Like when you're like socializing, when you're like interacting with people, when you're in groups,
Cautious.
Cautious.
It's like Kiki Palmer playing double dutch in that movie. That movie she was playing double dutch in.
Jump
What's that jumping?
Yeah.
You kind of gotta watch, gotta pay attention, when to really kind of jump into their energy, their kind of vibe, and things like that. People don't think so. A lot of times, somebody will tell you exactly who they are, exactly what kind of character they are, because it's probably only 12 characters out there. Maybe what the number you said.
Oh, 16 is this
16
place, but, you know, even then, you know.
Like, I really would want to jump into the conversation on past lives, though, because I believe.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah. Got you.
It's like I could describe it for you to visualize it. It's like double jump in.
Is that hard for you?
Huh?
Is it hard for you to be able to identify, like, oh, where do I stand with people? Like, how are they feeling about me? Stuff like that.
I really don't even try to, like, how I feel about myself is the most important thing. But that is not beneficial, because a lot of times you have to be aware of how you come on to people, right? But like, I try to be aware, but like,
it's work.
Yeah. And if I feel like I have to adjust myself, I'll remove. So I'm not jacking that character. That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. So I'll probably be quiet. It's like, hey, you shy? It's like, no, I don't like you. And it's not personal.
Yeah, you just don't vibe. So
and it's not even we don't vibe. Most likely I probably not vibe with anybody, but like I can understand, put myself in, get it. But like I don't want to. I'm good. It takes a lot more energy than I want to like mesh with you or like get it. So
all right. Perfect. Okay. So this is the hard part. But actually for people of your personality type, if I'm right, it usually comes pretty easily for you to understand.
Look at Aki in the video. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so now he can post that. You gonna think on it?
Yeah, you gonna think about it. I'm looking like a boxer. Ooh.
What? Free, watch
Yeah.
out.
You know,
the jungle.
The Don is who?
if by the end you feel like, you know, you'd want to post it, then, you know, we go ahead and do that. But not then.
You put your hoodie
They
on.
looking at the crib too much.
It doesn't look bad, but all right.
They might rob us.
Catch a hot
All right. So these are what we call dichotomies. Like I said, there's 16 different personality types, and for each of them, there's a dichotomy. There's I or E, there's S or N, there's T or F, and there's P or J. I'm gonna put this out there right now. Everybody has all of these. So I might say, oh, you know, you're more of this, but that doesn't mean that you don't have some of the other one, which is going to be more explained with this card over here that goes more in depth with your personality type in general. But it's more of like right hand versus left hand. I could use my left hand to write if my life really depended on it, but I'm always going to go with my right hand, most likely. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can use my left hand to catch certain things even better than maybe like when I write. So in certain instances, like, oh, I'm actually really pretty all right with this, but the right hand's always going to be better in this sense. That's kind of how it goes with these. Mm-hmm. So with this, introversion versus extroversion. So a lot of people usually think that when it comes to introversion versus extroversion, it's like, oh, extroverts, what'd you say?
I was gonna say they think it's one or the other.
Yeah, pretty much like, well, they think that it's like, oh, if I'm an extrovert, that means I'm really loud, I'm really annoying, I'm very like, you know how we were talking about charismatic? Like I'm up on the stage, I'm just yelling at boom, 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 and I get my energy from being around people. And that if I'm an introvert, I'm super, super quiet all the time. and I live with the cat, and I read my books, and blah blah blah. It's not that extreme. There's like trends, but that's not really what Carl Jung, who came up with these things, that's not what it's about. Extroverts, pretty much, they focus their world. Their focus is on the external world. That's like maybe getting stuff done, maybe experiences, maybe it's people. Interacting with people. Maybe it's ideas, stuff like that. Whereas introverts, their focus is on their internal world, right? Whether it's like getting their values shaped up, whether it's getting their principles and their ideologies and stuff like put together, whether it's like, okay, planning that future, like, okay, I'm building it this way, or it could just be like reminiscing on the past, stuff like that. So for you, I would actually say that you're an I, introvert. Would you agree with that so far?
I agree, sure.
All right, cool. S versus N. So for sensors, they are the people who see things mainly for what they are. They like facts. They like things that are reliable and verifiable. They like reality. Whereas intuitives, they're the types of people who they like to focus more on what's behind the curtain, things that you can't really verify, things that are very conceptual, philosophical, abstract in nature. They're the types of people who are speaking in riddles like all the time. And it's like, wait, what are you talking about? They're the types of people who's like, you can't prove that there's past lives, but they're bent on telling you like, no, but I lived this in this way and boom, boom, boom. And they know you can't verify it, but it just is what it is. I would say that based off, our session and everything like that, you're more of a sensor, but you have a lot of intuitive flavors to you. Would you agree with that?
Sure.
Sorry.
No problem.
Next thing, thinker versus feeler. This one's probably self-explanatory. Feelers, they usually make their decisions based off of, how other people are going to be affected, or how it connected it is to their own values and their own is this authentic to me? Does this feel right to me? Or is it going to hurt other people's feelings, etc. Thinkers, they make their decisions based off of metrics, data, what's just the facts, stuff like that. It doesn't mean that, thinkers are always looking to hurt people's feelings, but sometimes no, that's just the facts. That's just reality. That's just how it's got to be. And feelers doesn't mean that they can't ever be logical, but it's just, again, the right hand, left hand thing.
Yeah.
I think you're more of a thinker type.
Yeah, you think I'm correct.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have perceiver versus judges. So judges are the types of people who like to have all of their ducks in a row. They like to move about life like, I'm playing it this way, I plan it this way, I plan it this way, I plan it that way, etc.
I see you.
Dude, that's guilt.
He's a very observant person. Don't play it.
I just
So police.
guilty ass.
And then perceivers are people who usually like to go day by day, take life easy by the flow, stuff like that. They're very good at usually like improvising, stuff of that nature.
What I say? Life is hard, bro. You don't got that no more. Not me. Maybe 10 years ago. Wait. Nah. 12, 13 years ago, maybe. It's hard.
So you would say you're a judger?
Yeah, for a fact.
Mm.
Fact, ducks in a row. For a fact.
I'll hold on to that.
Receiver's cool, but
I'll hold on to that.
Receiver again. Repeat it again. Let's see.
They prefer to go through life pretty it's not super, super planned. They're usually good at like just responding. They're more of like improvising through life. Like, how you said that you don't even really know how you stumbled into production. It just kind of like happened, but it wasn't something that you like planned like from, when I'm 15, like while you're 15, stuff like that. You just kind of like find your way. It's like, dang, I'm in customer service now. And you just kind of like move through that way.
But I knew when I was doing it, when I was writing, I would have to get here at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fully accept it. That's not like I'm jumping into it. Everybody want to be a filmmaker.
Right.
I think Spike Lee said something in one of his courses where he said, to be a really good filmmaker, you gotta be really good at writing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. I've already been trying this writing thing. We focus on the writing. Because at the end of the day, storytelling.
For sure.
Don't like so
you had the vision and you said somehow I gotta get there.
Somehow
But was it like Somehow you're gonna get there.
because by force I have to, not because I want to, or if I wanted to, I'll be like Black Ice, the poet from Philly. I'll be like him, fucking getting homes, fucking all across the country and shit.
You know what that
Like,
is?
oh my gosh, I feel you. Here's thousands of dollars.
I see.
I would do that.
Mm.
Niggas ain't doing that. Ain't nobody coming those like. So it's like, all right, cool. I gotta get this shit out. Figure a way to, like, express myself through this avenue, through this metric, to tell the story.
Baby
I feel like
fever.
I get this out. Niggas ready? I write a book. I was with Maya Angelou and them, and that was the thing then, and it was all Black Power. Let's read a book out here. I guess trying to figure out how to write a book. Everything visual, everything digital. So
I like the way you think,
yeah.
and I'm probably biased for that reason. I'm most likely unbiased, actually. But yeah, so I'm gonna still go with perceiver, but I'm gonna explain why. So usually when people know about the 16 personality types, they only know about the dichotomies, the thing that I just explained. And they're like, oh, J is like, I'm not really good at math. I don't feel like doing that difference thing, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah. We love it. But yeah, that's not how that works, because then it changes all of the stuff in your head. You're a film writer. So I'm assuming that you've seen the movie Inside Out.
Cartoon.
Yeah, the animation.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Like, do you remember anything about it?
I don't remember it fully now, but I understood kind of the concepts and how it's understanding the emotions and
Gotcha.
balance emotions. So,
Yeah. So pretty much for Inside Out, they had like different characters or emotions or whatever in their head. That's kind of how this is. So with that dichotomy thing, you'd be what we call an ISTP, right? And when it comes to ISTP, then you have 4 different mental processes that's going on in your head. We call these cognitive functions. Another thing about them is that they're coins. So this is always going to come with this.
hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, so this is always going to come with this because they're 2 sides of the same coin, and this is always going to come with this. It's 2 sides of the same coin. So your driver is your strongest cognitive function, your strongest mental process. Your co-pilot is your second strongest one. 10-year-old is third strongest, and then your 3-year-old is your least strongest. So when you look at your driver is a function called accuracy. The technical term for it is introverted thinking. So accuracy / introverted thinking, the shorthand for it, so it has 3 different names. It got a nickname, and then it got a shorthand name, and then it got an actual name. And that's the same for all of these. So introverted thinking is the full name. Shorthand is TI. So there's always going to be, the second letter is always going to be an I or an E to represent extroversion or introversion. And then, so it's like TI or SE, FENI, stuff like that. And then the nickname is accuracy. So we'll call it accuracy for right now. Accuracy is all about what makes sense to me.
Okay.
I don't care what everybody thinks. I don't care, what this is, what makes sense to me. That's how I'm going to live my life. Even if I'm going to get canceled for thinking this about Jada Pinkett Smith, or even if, et cetera, even if I think this about men versus women.
Shout out Jada, I love you.
At the end of the day, what makes sense to me, and that's just a fact. So that's what accuracy is. Flip side coin of that is going to be the opposite. It's called harmony. Harmony is, okay, how does everybody else feel about this? What does everybody else think about what's going on? And okay, if everybody else thinks that, then people who have harmony higher, they might lower what they accuracy might think, or they might, just, keep it behind, or they might not even develop their own opinion about things because they're so tapped into what everybody else thinks. Like, all right, well, if 95% of people think that Kofi is a great guy, then I'm not going to form my own opinion about that. I'm going to think he's a great guy. Oh, if right. And if 90% of people think that Christianity is false or Christianity is true, whatever, I'm not even gonna really do too much research about it because everybody else thinks so. You know what I mean? And so harmony people, that's kind of how they are. Whereas like accuracy, it's like, man, even if everybody thinks this, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna form my own opinion. Like I'm not looking at what everybody else thinks. I don't even, and that's why you said, like, man, I don't even be. You said it several times throughout the session. I don't even think enough about other people to know how they feel about me. This is that.
Come on now.
Because the harmony is 3-year-old. The harmony is your what you
Very low.
Yeah, the function that you're least with. Just like how we were also talking, like, you know, when I asked, like, how are you like when it comes to like people? I mean, I'm very aware, I'm very cautious. There's a side of that. That's going to be these two, your accuracy and your perspectives coming in. And we're going to talk about perspective soon. But because your harmony is so low, it's like, all right, it's a 3-year-old, you know, so it's kind of like a baby. I got to guard you. We got to be skeptical of people out here. People who have harmony higher, which is funny, you know, we'll talk about my type more. But people who have harmony higher, they can oftentimes almost seem like naive. Because like they just trust people easily. They're just like, oh yeah, you know, they have this kind of like outlook, like, oh yeah, you know, like whatever. And you said that, oh yeah, it used to be like that.
Yeah.
For people like you, it takes one little hit to your harmony, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm done. Because again, it's like a 3-year-old. Yeah, so it's like,
what are we doing? I'm not playing no games with you.
Exactly.
You got one time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bro, like, show me who you are, bro. Even if it's not, even if it's a mask guy, cool, you a mask. I'm not gonna debate with you. Yeah, too much shit going on, bro.
Yeah.
Be doing that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. I'm glad that's resonated.
Life is hard, bro.
And that's the accuracy right there.
What's the
See?
Black men killing themselves.
See?
It's tough. It's hard. It's like too hard to be worried about that other shit.
That's all your accuracy speaking. Accuracy comes up with like principles. Life is hard. This is that. Boom, boom. Can't trust people in this way. Boom, boom. That's what you move through your life by. And then
100%.
No, but life is easy though. But the reality of it is it's hard. It's easy, sure. Yeah, it's easy as you want it to be. Mm-hmm. Life's tough, bro. It's hard so that it can be easy. Motherfuckers look like they living, like not living good, but like people might look from outside like everything's good, but it's like don't know how much work is being put behind the scenes to see how
to make it be that easy for them, because it's hard.
Easy. Even if for those who ain't back on life, what did you sacrifice? What dream did you give away? Or if you never had anything, cool. What did you, if you wanted to live your life as a surfer, cool. You don't accomplish your dream, cool. But
yeah,
a million things in this world. You want to be a surfer, then you deal with what comes with that. You can't be mad. Personally, boat splashing with the water. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. I love that. It's further again showing that accuracy process. Like all of the opinions that you've gathered and you've pretty much created. This is what runs you. This is your driver.
Fortunate.
Then you're not really. That's what God gives. This is how God wired your mind. It's not unfortunate.
It's not unfortunate, but you would like to be harmony. Harmony is a good way of looking at life. It's very
every type comes with its weaknesses, because you can look at life that way, but then harmony is what got Mufasa into trouble. Because Mufasa led with harmony. That was Mufasa's driver. And for that reason, he wasn't able to peep like, dang, like Scar, he really isn't as, great as I thought he was. Even though, like, I thought that even though we have our beef, I thought, well, we're brothers. We're family. We're harmony. It doesn't matter. No, obviously that. Whereas, like, if Mufasa was the ISTP, I don't care if we're brothers. You still could be grimy to me. So I don't trust you. And he wouldn't have given Scar an opportunity to be able to do that.
Or is there a possibility completely fancy where he knew or he has the possibility, he understood like that nigga might kill 90% sure he gonna do some shit. I'm gonna go through it anyway. So in good faith, maybe it's good faith, or maybe I understand that a story ain't about sometimes if you understand like it's my son's story, I might have to do things that I don't want to do or feel like I have to do in order to I might be going somewhere else, but yeah.
No, actually, I really like that. I like that. That's the 10-year-old right there.
So when do I get like 30, 25? Do I get higher? Do I get older?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So pretty much, all right. So we're gonna go with that. So like I said, this is a point right here.
Yeah.
Second one is your co-pilot. It's called sensation. The technical term for it is extroverted sensing. So this is your first extroverted function. Sensation / extroverted sensing is all about aesthetics. It's all about getting into action. It's all about being in reality. It's all about jumping into action. It's all about seeing things like for what they are, keeping things like a buck. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. This is the part of you that's always like reality, reality, reality. Like I'm here in reality, whatever. Now you have enough of this here that's like, okay, when you said like, yo, I'm very practical, you know, that TI and the SE, the accuracy and the sensation together. So, oh, I'm very practical. But then you said, but I'm also a dreamer. That's a 10-year-old right there. The introverted intuition. So your intuitive function is your third strongest function. That's strong enough for you to be able to have those dreams, to be able to be like, okay, this is the vision that I have. And it's like, I have this goal in this way. Introverted intuition, the reason why they call it perspectives is because this is the part that's like, it connects dots. It's able to look at other people's perspective. Like people who have this as a function, what happens is that their mind, you ever been like in church service and then the pastor says something and then you have thought A, B, C, D, you get all the way up to like thought Q and you're like, wait a minute, like how the heck did I even get here? Like where did I just trail off to? Everybody has that. For people who have perspectives, the higher up that it is, the stronger that it is, the more that their mind frequently does a back tracing of like Q all the way back to A. And then it sees how A and Q correlate. You get what that means so far?
I do that often.
Yeah. And so when that happens, people who especially have it like much higher, then somebody else could be saying something like they could be saying thought C. And the next thing you know, somebody who has the perspectives, they might be like D. And then they're like, whoa, how did you know I was going to think that? Or whatever. Somebody who has even higher, they might be like Q, while a person is still at C. And they're like, yo, how did you do that? And then sometimes because his intuition is like, I don't know how I got there. But in reality, it's because they've done that to their mind so frequently that they've been able to pattern certain things. This is also what puts meaning behind stuff.
You're calling me a therapist?
Could be. Granted, remember, like I said, that's your 10-year-old though. Doesn't mean that you suck at it, but what you're strongest at is your co-pilot. These two are the adults. But what tends to happen is that people do what we call looping in this realm. That's when they skip their co-pilot and only the driver and the 10-year-old are talking to each other. The reason why the driver and the 10-year-old are talking to each other is because the driver and the 10-year-old are always going to have the same attitude with each other. Attitude is in like extroversion versus introversion. So an introvert is always going to want to stay in an introverted loop. An extrovert is going to always want to stay on an extroverted loop. So for someone like an ISTP, they might get into a loop where it's like, all right, accuracy and perspectives are like in my head, which is funny because that's what you said. I love being in my head, just in my head all the time, kind of thing. I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of that, thinking of stories, I'm thinking of that. I'm like,
then I'll tell you this though, because I want to make it sound like I'm on J3000 from the animated cartoon, which I also enjoyed.
Class of 3000.
It's a fact.
Yes.
I don't talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not talking, where does your mind go?
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's in their head. If you're not in your head and you're like your mind still doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
it might be a little. You might have an IEP.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an IEP. that's why I always sound like I don't really talk a lot. But
Yeah. And there's people who talk a lot, and that's why they're not probably like really like in their head that much. But yeah, there's a reason why your type and Jamila's type are actually the most quiet of all 16. Jamila's type is actually like very similar.
We gotta make it quiet.
Jamila's type is actually very similar to yours. The only difference is that she has a different driver and a different 3-year-old, but the co-pilot and the 10-year-old are the same. She's ISFP, so that's a whole different thing. But well, not whole different, but pretty similar. But anyway, so with the co-pilot, once you bring the co-pilot into the mix, then because if you have just the accuracy and the perspectives, then like I said, you're coming up with your own stories. You're like, oh, this person's probably thinking this, boom, boom. You're just building a whole web of like philosophies that's like, this is what it is. But you can't really build those philosophies unless if you go out into reality. And you said that you're like, oh yeah, I'm tapped into reality. And because it's your co-pilot, you don't completely shut it off. But when you're looping, then you're not using it enough. I'm not saying you in particular, but an ISTP, the more that they expose themselves to reality, like real reality, like, man, I think this about life, I think this or whatever, I think this is how people move. And then they be like, let me see if I can prove myself wrong. And they throw themselves into reality. It's like, dang, let me say that shit all the time. She's gone.
She said all the time.
That you have to just throw yourself into it?
Yeah, in the context of like, once you actually put it to test, you'll see whether or not your theories have been true over the years.
And the funny thing is, I mean, I still have to do hers tomorrow, but I always tell her, this is what I believe she is. Co-pilot, driver. So she's always ready to jump in, see it for herself. You can tell her, boom, boom, she has to see it for herself. She's not going to, have all of that stuff that'll keep her away. It's like, because for her, it's like, for you, it's like, I already know. Accuracy and perspectives, man, I already know how this is. I already know all this. I already got it like kind of all figured out. And your co-pilot might be like, well, let's jump into it. And then for her, it's like, oh, let's just jump into it. And then, co-pilot, she has a different co-pilot. But, and we'll talk about that probably tomorrow.
I would say, even for mine, I wouldn't even say I know. Even if I don't know, like
you don't even want to try it.
I'm not, like, unless it aligns with what I'm on, I'm not really interested. Like, I even have a hard time making friends because what the fuck are we talking about at
Harmony
29? Unless we're talking about stuff that's gonna help build, we chat about. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, like, I don't have the luxury. I have a lot of self-imposed pressure. My first generation immigrant, I don't know. Second child, I don't know. It's like we don't got the time to be like fantasizing. It sound like put that shit to work or get out my way because I'm knocking shit down. I need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What does that mean for you? Like, we don't have time to fantasize. It's time to like knock shit down. What does that mean?
You spend a lot of time in the environment that you come from, where it's just like, let's talk about it. One day we're gonna do this. One day we're gonna be this. One day we're gonna become.
Yeah, the dreaming part. But you're about doing.
For sure.
That's the sensation part.
Sure.
Yeah. And for sensation too, like I said, sensation is jumping into action. So this is a lot of like for perspectives, people who have perspectives like as a driver, they're planning, they're thinking, planning for like mad years, mad long. But then when they have the driver perspectives, then their sensation is last. So then the part of them that's like, all right, let's start now. They're like, nah, I'm not ready. It's funny because the 3-year-old
through all of these though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they're all part of you.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny because the 3-year-old is the part of you that's always like, I'm not ready. And that's what you're talking about with jump in. When it comes to people, your harmony function, that's where it's like, gotta be careful. I can't really jump in just yet. For somebody who has perspectives as a driver, they can't really jump into actually taking action on their plans yet. Because they're just like, oh, I'm not ready. Now you ready? You've been planning for the past 15 years. Let's jump into action. That's what sensation is about. So people who actually have like ISTPs that actually step into their sensation, y'all are the epitome of like, I'll figure this out when I get there. You can't plan, you can't dream all up there. You know how like when you play like certain video games, and it's like you can't really see that part of the map just yet, but then the closer that you get, then the more the map starts to like become clear. That's how it is for y'all. Because then when you get to that bridge, the sensation in you helps you be able to cross it because you're actually like good at being able to be on your feet. Remember when you told me that you're not really good at improvising and stuff like that? This is actually proof. Yeah.
It's kind of cap. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty nice. I'm pretty nice for improvising.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Exactly. Because you don't want to get into your co-pilot function. Improvising means that you have to stop getting into this as much. Your perspectives, you stop looping, and stop thinking so much about the future, which is what's making you kind of like depressed.
Damn, I'm depressed.
I didn't say fully, but kind of like depresses you. Damn, like life is hard. Life is hard, man. Like
I'm depressed.
I'm not.
I might be.
I'm not a therapist. Yeah.
I could be.
I didn't mean that in a heavy way.
No.
But I meant to, like, it really like.
But yeah, it could be though for sure. I agree. Shit, you're the expert.
Well, people of your type, when they think too much about the future, and they're not doing enough, they're not, because sensation is what gets them into it. Sensation is about, hey, all right, we have the vision, but as long as I'm doing something,
For sure.
I'm gonna stumble my way into it. So you don't have to have it all figured out.
Not stumble. I know I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm a tripping my way in there. Like, oh, I didn't know I was coming here, but hey, guys.
yeah, and that's what I mean. Like stumble is in like you didn't choose every single footstep that you're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Like you already have the place. It's like I don't really know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna watch
destination. But I know.
Exactly.
Facts, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
So with that, the best thing to always do is like, sure, you know where you are, but every single day you do kind of improvise. Like, oh, what can I do today that'll get me here this way? You know, you just kind of you see an opportunity, you hop on it. Oh shoot, they got a writer's thing going on over here. Let me jump on that. Oh shoot, they got this over here. Let me jump on that. Because anything that'll kind of like get you closer and closer to your wave, you didn't plan every single step, but it's more of like taking advantage of opportunities that pop up to get you to where you want to go to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. To get me to every single goal post. I'll say. Maybe not necessarily my final destination because I'm stumbling into that as well. I think my final destination I've kind of planned out until I'm 88 a little bit. So I know I'm been invited to my 60th birthday.
Okay.
Stand-up comedy. So,
wow. Okay. Yeah. It's funny because the driver function. Yeah, exactly. T.I. And then the also funny thing is T.I. is an ISTP too, so I think that's extra funny.
That was a triple on time.
Yeah,
That just was.
that's crazy.
He was actually one of my favorite rappers as a kid.
Really?
Yeah. One of them. And then his little album 2006 to 8.
Yeah.
I was happy as hell I had family in Atlanta. I used to like with my hat to say, hey Shawty, hey Shawty. That's funny. Never worked, but you know.
It's okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you some examples of some ISTPs, both in real life and fiction. You might relate to some of them you maybe might not. Remy Ma, Jason Bourne, Perry the Platypus, Meg from Hercules, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry, Wolverine, T.I., Coach Baker from All American, Kite from Hunter x Hunter, Annie from Attack on Titan, Snoop Dogg, Tom. Yeah, for sure. Kobe Bryant,
Come on,
Bruce Lee,
come on.
Lance Armstrong,
Hey,
Ted Cruz, Idris Elba, and pretty much almost everything that Idris Elba plays in, he's ISTP.
I'll tell you this: if I was an actor, I would take Idris Elba roles because they're not like super like demanding.
Mhm.
I told Lori to play. Him and who Tyrese chilling. I was collecting a check for what? What? Just being themselves, kind of. And it's easy. That's the only kind of acting out. Something's calm and like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Not too much stuff.
You ever watch Codename Kids Next Door? Yeah. Can you guess who the ISTP is out of all 5 of them? Nah.
Number 4. Not number 5.
Yeah, number 5. Number 5. Yeah. Yep.
She was wavy.
Yeah. Usher.
Damn.
Yeah.
They outed him. Number 5.
Hancock from the movie Hancock. He was also
Will Smith.
ISTP. Yeah.
His character.
Yes. Yeah. Will Smith is definitely not ISTP, but his character in the movie was ISTP. Yeah. Trinity from Matrix. Shrek. Yeah. There's a lot of y'all out here, but you get the idea. Usually, y'all are like really relaxed, calm, cool, collected, honest. But it is what it is. Go with the flow. You have the vision, but. And I'm not telling you what to do, but the healthiest thing for you is not to think too much about the future. Set the goal, but then focus more on taking the opportunities. Because the thing for you is, again, if you focus too much on that, then you're gonna miss the opportunities because you're stressing over like which opportunities to like hop on and everything, and that's not your forte.
That's a busy.
But what makes it fun, like I don't know if you know Tori Kelly, but she said something like she sings.
Okay.
She's a singer. She's an artist. She said people seem to think that you'll be happier once you reach the top. You'll have it all. But I'm living for right now. She's an ISFP, but she has the same sensation, introvert intuition thing.
I'll tell you, I do understand and getting more and more comfortable with enjoying the journey.
Yes,
Every part of the journey.
that's growth right here.
Yeah.
That's growth right here. If you're just having fun every single day, like, oh, I know where I'm going, but today I'm just like, it's kind of like being on the map.
I don't know where I'm going. Like, I know I'm good, though. I know I'm be good. Like, like I got it. Be good. I don't know. Like, could be like, could be a fucking president, bro. Not me. I wouldn't want to be like, where you think you're going left, go right. Like, you think you're gonna be Ghost, you turn to Lorenz Tate, man. You just go, yeah. They were both bad, but one's still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, there you got it though. So this ISTP
Gang.
you can screenshot that, take a picture, whatever. Yeah. Do you have any questions before I end the recording?
I have no questions at all.
You sure?
For sure.
All right.
Thank you for taking the time to watch that video. And if you enjoyed that, please like and subscribe. It actually really helps out my channel a lot so that more people who actually care about what I want to say can actually find me a lot more easier. Also, if you did enjoy it, then maybe you'll enjoy a lot of my other content as well. So be sure to check out some of my playlists where you'll be able to find a lot of my older videos and older content. And last but not least, if you would like any profiling sessions or coaching sessions, be sure to check out denzelmensah.com where you'll be able to book me and you'll see the rest of my services. But thanks again and have a great day.